Good morning, everybody. My name is Cheney Maldonado, and I am the new resident educator at Westlake Villas in San Antonio, Texas. I hope everybody is having an awesome Monday morning. Um, I look forward to meeting everybody, anybody who wants to join me here on this Facebook Live event. Um, Okay, so I just want to start off by introducing myself. So, just a little bit about me. I am originally from McAllen, Texas. So, those of you not familiar with McAllen, that is very South Texas. It's about 3.5 to maybe 4 hours south of here. So that is where I am from. I actually graduated from the University of Texas at Austin back in 2012 and have been teaching since. This is about to be my 10th year of teaching. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. I'm currently teaching middle school for Northside ISD. However, I do have background experience teaching several different ages. I've taught ages 3 through 18. I've taught everywhere between PPCD, what it was called back then, preschool program for children with disabilities. I've taught elementary life skills units, what is known as ALE here in San Antonio, or at least at Northside. I've taught high school as well, but right now I'm in middle school, and I have to say I really enjoy it. I really love it. I actually did work this summer school as well, and I taught elementary, so I got back in there with third through fifth graders, and I enjoyed that a lot. And I think now I will be working more with adults, still with children, which I love, and I'd like to broaden my skills and broaden my audience. So I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. You guys are welcome to post questions if you'd like. Like you, I am a learner. I'm learning every day. So if I don't have an answer to your question immediately, I will look for one, I will find one, and I will get back to you. So today's event is about recycling. So by definition, recycling is the action or process of taking material that is waste, no longer usable, at least until we recycle it. So it's taking, I'm sorry, it's the act or process of converting waste into reusable material. So, in other words, you're using products that you would have no longer used and taking them and turning them back into the products that they were. So instead of taking new material, new product, you are using what you have already used, and therefore you are reducing the amount of waste that is going into our planet, into our world, into the landfills, and making it dirty and unhealthy for everybody. So you will do your part if you recycle. So I will be really honest with you. I am brand new to recycling. Not brand new. I just started, a couple months ago. I was actually eating candies. I can't remember which candy. It was a box of candies with plastic wrapped around it, and a box with individually wrapped candies that had their own wrappers, of course. So I was eating, I maybe had like 3 or 4 of them. And once I looked at the little pile of trash, I realized, wow, that's a lot of waste. That's a lot that's contributing to the issue that we have with waste on our planet. And it's just for a couple of candies. So I started thinking about it and becoming more aware, more conscious of the waste that I produce in my daily life. So if I think about it, well, if I go to maybe Panda Express for lunch, well, that's a plastic bag that they give me with a styrofoam with my food inside it, along with plastic utensils, not to mention the little packets of sauce that they give you. Every little thing in there that's non-recyclable contributes to the waste that we have in the world. So I started thinking of ways that I could help be a positive impact to the world instead of negative. I want to do my part in recycling to help. So today's enrichment lesson is going to be about recycling tips. I do have a couple of things that I wrote down. So I do have some tips. I have Also, some products that I wrote down that I think you guys might like and could help reduce the waste that you produce. And also a couple of home crafts that I think you would find fun to create. And it's fun because they are made out of recyclable materials that you could use here that you probably already have at home. So I do want to start off before I forget. When I moved into Westlake Villas, which was late July, I did notice something that I did not have in my last apartments that I lived in, which was recycling, a separate recycling dumpster, which I was amazed by. I thought, wow, like we're really moving into the right direction here. So that made me really happy. So when I first started recycling, I wasn't exactly sure which materials are recyclable. What can I recycle? What can I put in my recycling bin? What can I put in the bin that's outside, the dumpster that's outside? So I actually have a picture of them that I wanted to share with you. I'm not so sure they will show up, but I will read them. So things that you can recycle are plastic containers, cartons and juice boxes, empty aerosol cans, aluminum cans, cereal boxes, cardboard boxes that are flattened, magazines, plastic bottles, glass bottles and jars, tins, steel cans, paper, brown bags, high-grade paper, junk mail, newspaper. So those are some of the things that you can recycle. Also keep in mind when recycling that the materials that you're recycling are rinsed out. If it's cans, bottles, they're rinsed, they're not, or the papers that you recycle are not soiled, so that they are ready to be recycled, because recycling or putting things that don't belong in the recycling could be problematic, and that is something that we do not want to do. Okay, so I have my tips on things that you can do to recycle. So I wrote them down so that I do not forget them. I have about 10 of them. So my first one, my tip on how to recycle is buy recycled paper and print on both sides. When using paper in the office, print on both sides of the sheet and recycle the paper when you are finished. By recycling 1 ton of paper, you are saving 17 trees, and that's almost 7,000 gallons of water and more than 3 cubic yards of landfill space. So this is something, of course, I practice myself, especially being a teacher. We do have recycling bins at our middle school. So we need to make sure that we're recycling paper because we use paper for all sorts of things. So of course, confidential material will shred that. However, assignments that students don't want to take home, they've been graded, they already saw their grade, they've looked at their progress. If they no longer want it, we have recycling bins. Flyers that go out for students to take home to their parents. If they're outdated events, they can throw those into the recycling. One thing that is important is to recycle on by printing on both sides of the paper. So that's literally dividing what you print in half the sheets that you would have normally used if you printed on just one side of the paper. So that is one tip that I found very helpful. It's very useful to use that. So we need to be conscious of how much paper we use. The next thing that I wrote down is to recycle your outdated technology. So this is something that I hadn't really thought of, but I thought it would be useful because in the past, living with my grandparents, we got through for many years, we've gone through many different computer devices and things that have gone outdated. So that, thinking back, I thought, well, maybe we could have recycled those. So maybe I didn't get to do that, but that is something that maybe you guys could do and I would do moving forward. So it says here, according to EPA, Americans throw out 2 million tons of e-waste each year. Avoiding adding to that waste by recycling your old technology. For more information on electronics recycling, visit, and there's a website, I believe I posted it in the description. It's www.epa.gov. And that is going to have more information on which devices, which technology pieces you can recycle, and where you can recycle them. Another website that you can use is also one that I believe I put in the description. It's www.consumerreports.org. So you can look for local options by entering your zip code and the product that you want to recycle on the Computer Technology Association's Recycle Locator or Earth 911's extensive recycling database. Earth 911 offers assistance by phone, and you can call 800 or 1-800-CLEANUP, and you can reach them and they can help you by letting you know where you can recycle and which items that you can recycle. Another thing, I think, well, the third tip that I think is very beneficial, very helpful for recycling and easy to do is creating your own recycling bins at home. So most of us already have our waste bin, okay, but it is also helpful to have a recycling bin, and that is something that I've recently started to practice. So having a recycling bin, maybe you can label it recycle. I was able to find a cute sticker online with the recycling logo on it. So in there I can put my paper, I can put emptied and rinsed out bottles, plastic bottles, cans, paper, all of those things that we can recycle, I put in there. And it is very helpful that here at Westlake Villas we have a recycling dumpster out there. So make sure that the bags you use are recyclable as well. Make sure that everything you put in there is not soiled, it's not dirty. Make sure that it's rinsed out so that we are doing our part in recycling. Yes, and then empty them out as soon as you can. Take them out there, and then you can continue recycling. So that's one that I find very helpful. I was looking for my fourth recycling tip. Recycle your empty ink and toner cartridges. So just like outdated technology, you can actually recycle your empty ink and toner cartridges. Almost 8 cartridges are thrown out in the United States every second of every day. So that's almost 700,000 cartridges per day. So that is a whole lot of cartridges that go to waste if you don't recycle them. So they're going to landfills, they're going into oceans. They are not contributing to the health of our planet. So doing our part in recycling those, something as simple as that could be very helpful, could go a long way. So that is something that, I found pretty interesting. I really hadn't thought about that, to be honest, but that is something you can recycle. So I think that the more that you know, the more that you're aware of what can be recycled, the more that you will be conscious of it, aware of it, and moving forward, you guys can learn how to contribute to recycling, contribute to making sure that we recycle the things that can be recycled. My 5th tip that I wrote is buy remanufactured ink and toner cartridges. So going back to the cartridges, each remanufactured cartridge keeps approximately 2.5 pounds of metal and plastic out of landfills and saves about a half gallon of oil. So making sure that you find those remanufactured ink cartridges can help as well. So that means that they have done their part in remanufacturing, recycling. So that is one other thing that you can do to recycle. My 6th tip is recycle old newspapers laying around the office. So when finish reading your newspaper, either leave it for someone else to read or put it in the recycling. There's also some things that you can do with newspaper and magazines. I know when I taught elementary school, I would actually shred the newspaper pieces, and for events maybe like Cinco de Mayo or the 16 de Septiembre, when we're celebrating a Mexican tradition, or even posadas around Christmas time, we would make homemade piñatas, and in that we would have balloons, and what we would do is take shreds of newspaper, dip them in a paste. I know in the paste there was water and flour. I think half water, half flour, so equal amounts of water and flour. I think there was some salt in there. So we would dip in these paper strips of newspaper that were all recycled. Kids would bring them from home, or I would bring them as well, or we would find some around the school. And then we would shred them, put it around the balloon. So we would take the paste, put it around, let it dry, and then put another layer of those strips of recycled newspaper with paste, and then let that dry. And then once they were dry, we would do fun activities. We would color the dried, I guess you could say, the dried paste with newspaper. We would then glue strips of tissue, like gift wrap tissue, to make piñatas. So we would gather the tissue, make little slits in there, like fringes, and put them around and keep pasting them until they created a ball of piñata. Or if we wanted to, we could put cones from we would make like put cones on there that were like cardboard cones, or party hats around them, if you wanted to add a little more to that. That's just, I just kind of went off there on those piñatas, but that is something that is fun that you can do with recycled newspaper as well. That's another activity you could do. My 7th tip for recycling, look for the recycled option in all the products that you buy. So not only paper can be recycled, there are other things that could be recycled. One thing I actually just got that just occurred to me, I got a refurbished phone. So a phone that was probably no longer in use to somebody, they went in and they fixed that, and then they resold that phone. So it's, it's cheaper, definitely. You save money, and you get a product that works. So maybe even looking for refurbished phones or other things that are recycled, looking for those things. Those products can be helpful as well. 8th tip that I have here is buy rechargeable batteries. So it takes 1,000 regular batteries to equal the lifespan of one rechargeable battery. When you are discarding your batteries, recycle them. So buying rechargeable batteries can save a lot in the long run. Of course, they're a little more expensive, so that they do cost a little more. However, in the long run, they will pay themselves out. They will provide you with the battery that you need, as well as reduce the amount of waste that you are producing. So it helps you and it helps our planet. The 9th tip that I have here is purchase rewritable CDs and DVDs so that you can reuse them from project to project. So I really thought about that one. That was one that I found online. I know today we don't really use as many DVDs, CDs. Everything's mostly electronic. I know for work, everything that I do is on Google Drive. So that in itself, trying to find software or other ways, other methods of saving your documents electronically is also contributing to saving our planet. We are reducing the amount of paper that we use, that we print. So that is something that I found helpful as well. My 10th and final tip is reuse your morning coffee cup. So that is another way to help reduce waste. So using a tumbler coffee cup that you can reuse is very helpful, because if you just use a disposable cup, whether that be styrofoam or plastic cup, you're just wasting and throwing it away and throwing it away. Of course, you can't recycle those because they're soiled, dirty. Or a styrofoam you cannot recycle. So those using cups that are reusable is also very helpful. I believe at Starbucks that was an option that they used to have. I'm not sure if they have that right now because of the coronavirus, COVID-19, but it used to be that you could take their cups that they have there. But if you don't do that, making coffee at home, you're using your reusable cup, that is also one way that you can help do your part in reducing waste. So I know it sounds small, but it can go a long way. Imagine if you spread the word to your friends and you make them aware of all these ways that they can recycle, then it can really amount to a whole lot that you are doing. I do have a couple of products that I found online that could be useful to you if you would like to use them. So, yes, so the website is www.theecowarrior.eco, and that's actually in the description as well. So if you want to make an even bigger impact, you can look into these products. But before that, I want to talk real quick again about plastic. So plastic can be found almost everywhere. They're in our kitchens, in our bathrooms, and in our favorite coffee shops. Our food is wrapped in it, like I mentioned. You just go to a drive-through and you get all sorts of plastic things that cannot be recycled. Of course, if they're soiled, or if you don't recycle them properly, then they just go in the trash. Then that's not helping the issue. But like anything, old habits are easy to wean off when we are in the right headspace. So like I said, once we know more ways that we can recycle, then that's when we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll take things like plastic bags, things that we can't recycle, just put them in the waste. And that's something that we don't want to do. So the more we know, the more we're able to help. So going back to these products, I found 6 practical products that can replace disposable plastic and can be found on, again, that's the website, the www.theecowarrior.eco. So the first one is bamboo toothbrush. So they are actually antimicrobial and the integral part of our daily lives. With both packaging and tossing of your toothbrush, recycling or reusing or composting is made easier. So bamboo toothbrush, that's one eco-friendly product that you can purchase from this website. And again, that website is posted in the description if you're interested in looking to see maybe you can find something that you would like to purchase. The second item there is organic produce bags. So these are drawstring bags that are sold in sets of 2 or more, and they make carrying your products easier, especially, purchasing produce. You can put them in those bags instead of those little plastic bags that you have. And I know it would save you time from opening those little plastic bags that are hard to open as well. So that's another way that they're helpful. They are washable, they are reusable, and they come in a variety of sizes and styles. A third item you can buy is one that I mentioned, reusable coffee cup. So again, those coffee cups that are reusable really reduce the waste, and they promote better health and protection of the world around you. The fourth product that they have is silk dental floss. So it's actually made from mulberry silk, coated with candelilla wax and covered with spearmint oil in a glass lint and metal cap dispenser. So if you want to do that, that is one other way that you can help reduce the waste that you produce. The fifth item is stainless steel straws. So that's actually a big one in our household. So straws, we know all the ways that they are harmful, especially if they end up in the ocean. They can hurt the sea animals, and they also contribute to all the landfill. If you think about it, so many straws are used daily. If you go to McDonald's, you go to Whataburger, they have those straws, those plastic straws. So actually using a stainless steel straw can help, and that's something that we have here at home. So using those can really help. And reduce the amount of waste that we create. So those are very good, and they're perfectly safe to use, easy to take them where you go for travel. They're easily carryable. So instead of asking for a straw at a restaurant, maybe you can just take out your stainless steel straw, and maybe people will see you and be motivated to do their part in reducing waste as well. The last item that I have from the website is organic tote bags. So these bags are larger and stronger than paper bags, making it easier to carry your groceries and can save you from spending those additional. I know some places are charging for their bags at grocery stores. So instead of spending those 15 cents or 20 cents on those bags, you can use these reusable ones, and whatever you spend on them, since you're able to reuse them, they'll pay themselves, and the times that you get to use them, the uses that you get out of them, instead of buying a new one every time, and then using plastic that you could just reduce. And before I wrap up our event, I'm going to look through. I'm not sure if I have any questions. I do not see any right now. But if you do comment any questions and then I don't have the answer immediately, I will get back to you eventually. Let me go ahead and get started with. So I did find on the internet some fun home crafts that you could try using. I found them very practical. I can't say that I have tried these. I have tried 2 of these. So the 2 that I've tried are, I am one to drink a lot of coffee. I love the French vanilla sugar-free coffee. So this coffee mate container, it shows in this picture that somebody rinsed it out, cleaned it out, and was able to make a container out of it. So here I see like cereal, maybe crackers. So that is something I think, is awesome. And then this one shows a picture of somebody making pancakes with the ketchup bottle. So actually, you are saving saving this from going into the waste, and you are making perfect pancakes. So that is also one that I find really awesome. Some other crafts here. This one shows an empty water jug or milk jug, or what once was a milk jug, and being repurposed, reused as a water container for watering plants. And then this one over here to the left is something somebody made out of cans and clothespins. So they made their own little plant here, a place to put their plant. And these actually could go hand in hand. You can use the water to plant those plants. So that's actually very cute. I really like the look of that. So using tin cans, I think that was like a tuna can. Clothespins that you may be have laying around, that's something that you can use. And then I am taking my own advice. I took my own advice and I printed on both sides of this paper to show you I am doing my part in recycling, reducing my waste. So here I have a couple more fun activities you could try at home. So this is actually also from a ketchup bottle, different shape, but they turned, whoever did this, I believe this was found on Pinterest, they created a bird feeder out of it. So it looks like really simple material is required. So it's an empty ketchup bottle, the bird feed, and then it looks like maybe some string or yarn that they can hang to the tree. So that's really cute. Over here, on this side, this is water bottles that somebody cut and they painted and they made them really cute and put some plants in there for decoration. Here somebody recycled their pill bottles and they used them also as a container for small items, maybe like Band-Aids, Q-tips, cotton swabs. So that's also really cute. And then this last one, somebody used light bulbs that were no longer functional, and they turned it into a decorative little item for their home. So that is another thing that you could use for with things that you have laying around. Instead of throwing them away, you could recycle them or turn them into something really awesome. So this is something I find really fun. You could do on your own, you could do with your children, or you can do with your students. I think they're really cool. I think they're really fun. Like I said, I've tried a couple of them, not all of them, so I myself would like to try them as well. I believe there's a lot of how-tos on how to do this on YouTube. You can look and find a lot of things on Pinterest. I don't use TikTok, but maybe TikTok, I hear there's a lot of things that you can learn from there. And that is all I have. So I look forward to meeting with you some more, sharing some more, tips on other things, whether that be in the future, tips on budgeting, tips on self-care, things that I feel I would like to learn more about and would like to share what I have already learned with you guys. So I look forward to doing that. I look forward to in-person tutoring when that becomes available again. So if you see me around, say hi to me. I look forward to meeting you guys. Like I said, I am new to Westlake Villas. I just moved here late July, so I'm learning. I am meeting new people. I am very excited to be your new resident educator. So again, this concludes today's lesson. So these are just a couple of things that I found helpful, tips on how to recycle, products that you can look into if you would like to contribute to saving our planet and reducing waste, and also some fun crafts that you could do at home with the things you have laying around. Instead of them ending up in waste bins, we can make fun things out of them. So those are some things I found really, really awesome, really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If you'd like to introduce yourself, you're welcome to. And that concludes today's lesson. I can't wait to see you guys again.